myself Ankita Tiwari from LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology from ITSL department. I'm going to take a session from the subject that is computer vision. The subject code is 3171614. The module that we are going to cover is module number 2, image processing. In that we are going to learn the topic or understanding the topic or the concepts of Fourier transformation that we have already learned in the last lecture. But with respect to that, its applications which is being used in sharpening, blurring and noise removal. So these are the topics that we are going to understand today, basic concepts, and this is the last topic of this chapter, that is module number 2, that is image processing. Moving forward, Fourier transform pairs. So the Fourier transform pairs, which is basically commonly occurring, that is filters and signals that we have shown in the table, which is being listed below. Now in more detail, these pairs are as follows, that is impulse. Okay, the first pair that we have, the impulse response has a constant, that is transform, which we can say it is totally based on frequency. Now the shifted impulse has unit magnitude and linear phase. So basically we talk about the different filters process, that is pairs. Box filters also we have, like the box moving average filter, which will give you the average of the value that we need to filter it. Then with respect to box, we have also one formula for it, that is box of x, which is defined with the two of the values 1 and 0. If 1 is possible if x is less than equal to 1, or 0 in else conditions if x is not less than equal to 1. Okay, so also we have sinc Fourier transform, that we have sinc, that is sine value of w, which is equal to sine w by w, which has an infinite number of side lobes. That is, conversely we can say that the sine filter is an ideal low pass filter. Basically for a non-box unit box, we can say the width of the box A and the spacing of the zero crossings in the sine wave function, that is 1 by A, are inversely proportional. So the other form that we have is tent, the piecewise linear tent function, which is used in order to transform it, that is make a pair of it. So tent of x, which is defined by the function that is equal to max of 1 minus x, where we can say that sine square Fourier transform, it is said to be in the form of. Then we have Gaussian. The Gaussian means we can say the unit area, that is Gaussian of width tau. The g we can define with the function that is g of x tau, which is equals to 1 by under root of 2 of pi tau with the value dot e raised to minus, that is tau, that is x square upon 2 tau square. Now with respect to that, we can say it has a unit height, that is Gaussian of width, that is tau raised to minus 1, has its Fourier transform. So Laplacian of Gaussian is the another form that we have. The second derivative means derivation that we are taking it of a Gaussian width, that is tau. So that is tau of g, which is equals to x by tau, x square upon tau raised to 4 minus 1 by tau square into g into x tau. Has a bandpass response of, we can say that is minus of the same formula that we have written, that is under cube square root of 2 pi upon tau into, that is w squared g w into tau raised to minus 1, has its Fourier transform, we can say that. So the another form that we have is Gabor, the even Gabor function, which is a product of a cosine. Okay, cosine means cos of frequency, that is w0, and a Gaussian of width tau, has its Fourier transform, which transforms the sum of the two Gaussian widths, that is tau raised to minus 1, which is centered at w, which is equals to plus minus w of 0 with both of the values. So we have this as a Gabor function. Then we have unsharp mask, another property that we have, the unsharp mask introduced as its transform a unit response with a slight boost at high frequencies, we can say that. Then another form that we have is windowed sine wave, that is sine function. The windowed mask, that is sine function, shown as in the table, will be showing you after this, as a response function that is approximates an ideal low pass filter, we can say better and better as additional side lobes are added, that is w is increased. So with respect to that, we have like formula that we have with respect to the figure that is being shown. The figure shows the shapes of these filters and also the table format along with their Fourier transforms, which is defined with the formula that is r cos of x is equals to 1 by 2 1 plus cos pi x into box of x. Now box is the predefined filter that we have in the Fourier as well. So also we can say that it is also known as hand window as a windowing function. Now with respect to that, we are having all the, see, this is a table form where the transform is also given, the signal is also given with every function. Now this is what the filters which is being provided as in Fourier. Okay, we have impulse, I've already said that is shifted impulse, box filter, tent, Gaussian, Laplacian of Gaussian, then Gabor, unsharp mask, and windowed sine function that we have already discussed. So these are the different functions that we have with respect to the different signal functions as well. That is delta of x, then delta of x minus u, then box of x by a. We have already discussed this. That is, we can say that box of x minus a, which is equal to a of sine of a w. So see, the graph is also being shown, means the transformation in the form of signals is also shown there. Okay, then we have tent function, then we have Gaussian G function, then we have Laplacian of Gaussian function, which is defined with the Laplacian function, that is G of x tau. Then we have Gabor function where cosine value was used, that is cos, that is w0 of x, and G, that is Gaussian function, that is G x comma tau. Then also we have unsharp mask with respect to delta and Gaussian function. We also have windowed sine function, that is r cos theta, means theta in the form of x upon a w, and which is with sine function, that is x upon a. So with respect to that, we have these many figures, these many tables, these many properties of Fourier transformation that we can use it with respect to signal and with respect to transform. This is the same table that is being given in your standard book, and it is defined with each and every function. So these are the formula, and I have defined you here so that you can learn by here only the signals which are already given and the transformation, that matrix or the signals or the waveform that is have, if I am applying any of the name, or we can say any of the signal to do the transformation. So with respect to that, we can also compute the Fourier transform for small discrete kernels, which is shown in the table, which we have already done, and now we are showing it. Notice how the moving average filters do not uniformly dampen higher frequencies. Okay, how the average filters are not hampering the higher frequencies, and hence can lead to ringing and RT facts, which are already being taken in order to build any of the graph or any of the filtering process. So the binomial filter, which we can say Gomes and Velo, which has introduced, that is used as Gaussian in Burt and Edelson's Laplacian pyramid, does a decent job of separating the high and low frequencies, but still leaves a fair amount of high frequency detail, which can lead to aliasing, that is after downsampling. So these are the filters that we have. The Sobel edge detector, that we are going to learn in the edge detection process in the third chapter as well. The Sobel edge detector at linear, that is first linearly accentuates the frequencies, but then decays at higher frequencies, and hence has trouble detecting fine scaled edges. Means to define the detect the different edges, means the scaling property of the edges should be very fine. So for that, it has been the detector faces very difficulties, and it has trouble in detecting the fine scale properties. So with respect to that, we have these many types of boxes with respect to the kernel. Then we have transformation with respect to the equations that we have, and the plotting. Okay, plotting of these values which are defined in this formula, and plotting in the form of waveforms or the graph. So with respect to that, we have box 3 filter, then we have box 5, linear, binomial, Sobel, and corner. These Sobel and corner are the edge detector properties, or edge detector that are available in order to detect the edges. Different edges means thick, fine edges, thickness, thinness. So these are the different edge detector properties which has been defined by the Sobel and corner. With respect to that, we have box 3, means 1 by 3 proportion of any of the data which is defined in the kernel, and so this formula also will be given as 1 by 3 into 1 plus 2 cos w. Same thing for the box 5, 1 by 5, same 5 values we are taking at 1 by 5, 1 plus 2 cos w plus 2 cos 2w. With respect to that, we have linear 1 by 4, 1 to 1. Linear means any of the linear function, that is 1 by 2, 1 by plus cos w. Then binomial, okay, 1 by 16 that we have with the 5 values, and we are having the function as 1 by 4 plus into 1 plus cos w whole square. Sobel we have 1 by 2, minus 1, 0, minus 1, means the different forms that we have, the different formulas we have, and the different Fourier transform pairs that we have in order to use in the making of the graph of the pairs. Okay, so with respect to that, we have different properties as well, and with different transformations, and the plotting I have already shown you in the table. So these are the things. Now the application part that we are going to learn in this session, and very important, that is applications. So application here will give of Fourier transformation means sharpening, blur removal, and noise removal. So sharpening means to sharpen the object very nicely. The sharpening means edge also comes. With respect to edge means the corner also comes. So sharpen means your image should be sharpened with respect to the original image, which is already defined. So sharpening involves the sharpening of the object. Blur part means to reduce as blur as we can. So blur removal is also an application of the Fourier transform there, where we can apply any of the function that we have already seen. And then the noise removal, short noise, okay, blur, basic noise, okay. Then we have different types of noise. That noise should be removed with respect to the properties of the Fourier transform. So the Fourier transforms basically give the applications as sharpening, blur, and noise removal. Moving in that only, we can say many applications, that is common applications of image processing, is the enhancement of image. But of course, I already shared, sharpening, blur, and noise removal comes in enhancement of the image. So through the use of sharpening, we can say enhance. How we will do the enhancement of the image? We can use sharpening, we can use noise removal operations, which require some kind of neighborhood, that is processing. Also, traditionally, these kinds of operations were traditionally being performed using linear filtering. So basically, linear filtering is used in order to sharpen, blur, to remove to do the sharpening, and to remove the blur and the noise removal. So with respect to that, today we have more common, that is non-linear filters, such as weighted, median, or we can say bilateral filter. We have already seen median and bilateral filtering process in non-linear filtering in the above lectures. Okay, so the same thing is applied here as well. Anastrophic diffusion or non-local means, that is variational methods, especially those using non-quadratic, okay, non-quadratic equations, that is norms, such as L1 norm, which is, we can say that a total variation, are also often used. So with respect to that, the figure below, which is being shown here, are showing some examples of linear and non-linear filters being used in order to remove the noise. And we have already seen this in non-linear filtering, that is bilateral, and we have already seen the median filtering process, and we have also seen the example as well. So the same thing here applies as well. So here, as you can see, the median example, okay, we are taking median value, means an average, any of the value we are selecting it from it, and then we are selecting the neighboring pixels with respect to this median. So we have B part, that is alpha mean, that we are taking it with respect to that 4 value with all the neighboring pixel values. We are comparing it, okay. Then we are providing the domain filters. With respect to that, we will be multiplied with some value so that the filtering process takes place, and the other values which we are taking as a neighboring element becomes equal so that we can remove it. Okay, so see, as you can see in the last range filters, some values have become 0.000, as you can see there. So this is what the thing is, domain filtering process. What it has been done, first the filtering process has been done, means the values it has been taken, which that we have to taken into account, means the filtering process to which we have to apply it. So filtering process is done here only in median, and after that in domain filters we are just filtering it, we are multiplying it with the value proportionate to it. Okay, when we are multiplying it, we are getting the values as in range filter, and we are removing the values of 0.00, as you can see there, and we will get the other values, means filter is been done. So this is what the process is in order to sharpen, or in order to blur, or in order to remove the noise. So these are the 4 things that we need to keep in mind whenever we are doing any of this removal applications. Okay. So while measuring the effectiveness of image, we can say denoising the algorithms, it is common to report the result as a peak signal to noise ratio, which is defined in noise as well. Measurement, we are taking it where I of x is the original image and I dash of x is the image that is after denoising it. So this is for the case where the noise image has been synthetically generated, so that we can get the clean image which is known already. Okay, so this is what the thing is. A better way to measure the quality is to use a perceptually based similarity metric such as the structural, we can say similarity SSIM index. So these are the things that we have learned for the Fourier transforms and its applications. And here we have done and we have completed the second chapter, that is image processing. The next chapter we are going to start in the next session. Thank you.